Hello, I'm Obstacle, and welcome to episode 27 of BlockHeads. Hey, it's mine wants me to join a voice chat. Wonder what he's up to. Woof!
Hello. So, what do you think?
Very nice, very nice. I like it. I like it.
You like the green?
Yeah, I think it looks good. So after speaking with Etsmine for a bit, he wants some help with the super smelters, so I'm making my way over to the ice spikes biome, which got reset by the Nether update. So I'm redigging the tunnel. It's one of the very few tunnels that need to be repatched. So I've probably got about 120 blocks this way to get to the portal. Wish me luck, because yeah, we got new enemies in Minecraft now. I'm following you. I got it. Here it is. Beautiful, beautiful packed ice.
So what I've got to do is, I'm gonna come down here at this end. So I've got to put a rail there, a minecart there, jump on it and push it over there, break the rail out, and then push it back here into this corner. And then once I get all the minecarts pushed into that corner, like all the way down through here, I gotta go through and break all the glass out and then push ice down over the top of it without touching any of the minecarts.
So that minecart, is that like input for how many hoppers at a time?
4.
4, okay.
Yeah. See, with it pushed over here into this corner, it sits perfectly over all 4 of these hoppers right here.
Oh, okay. I must say, that's some pretty innovative work. It's mine. I love this furnace array. It's so cool. And so he's utilizing ice tracks to put the items into the hoppers. It's pretty neat. So he's using the hopper minecart to fast track into the other hoppers below it, and that's 4 at a time per minecart. Because of his aligning method, he's using the window panes. That's really smart. That's really cool. Some useful information to know if I'm ever going to use this in the future, or something similar when we want to transfer items at a pretty fast rate. Now, I've been assigned to input duties, so I think I'll be messing with this one. Only thing is, I get to looking at it, and it looks like this is a coal setup. So, like, it goes on the side of the furnaces instead of the top. So we want to go to the top for our line, I think. So I have to do a little bit of configuration with that and see where I want it to be. I think I'm going to run my inputs method from the storage room up here. It might be a little bit of an unnecessary track, but all the items are going to get deposited there too. So it'd be kind of nice to access that all from one little area. So flying up here, we go into our little storage room, and something that would be probably close, pretty close actually, would be this storage system. So we can utilize maybe a chest over here to inputs, because I don't know how many items can actually be supported into this. Yeah, that's not far at all. Like, I was under the impression that I might have to do a little bit of work, but that's not bad. Etsmine gave me the green light to put in the packed ice, so this is going to be the fun part to me. I get to initiate all these pistons and push the actual packed ice into the mine carts. It's kind of neat. So I got to go through, hopefully not move anything. I got to remove all of these panes and then put in packed ice underneath the pistons and then just push those down. So Etsmine had to do a little bit of hustling to put this all together. So you're going to line up all these minecarts. It could be a little bit tedious. So I'm going to approach this in the safest way possible by only doing 1 minecart a piece. That way, you know, if I were to put in a whole circuit and then miss a redstone piece or something, then it wouldn't just do a half one. Which I don't think that'd do anything to the minecart. I don't think it'd push it or anything. But just to be safe, I'm going to do 1 at a time. Much more easy for us. Using packed ice as my signal block, that way I could just break it without it dropping into the hoppers. We don't have to worry about that. Let's go ahead and make a lever and just see how this goes for us. Curious waffle. Okay, so it's all in. You're very nice. And we'll take the redstone out real quick. Be really careful about stuff dropping into the hoppers, because that's less items you have to worry about, you know, fixing or whatever. So those should be regular pistons, and we have those in place with the hopper minecart inside. Yes, very nice. And I could just keep track of that by taking these out. No, I forgot. Pistons are insta-mineable, I think, with 1.16. So, might have some pistons in the system, but that's fine. Actually, realistically, if I just lined it up so it doesn't hit the hopper out here halfway, then yeah, I mean, that'll activate all the redstone up to that point. So give it a flick. All in, all the pistons have been activated, I do believe. Very nice. And that's half of the system done. You see, I dug a really ugly hole because we're going to be utilizing this for unlimited fuel for our super smelter. This is going to be a bamboo farm. And after our little excursion, Etsmine had come along and finished the rest of the design. Very compact. I'm surprised. Like, look at this. Like, I got the minecart track that comes around the hopper minecart, and then in the middle is where we feed our fuel. So everything's pretty stuck together, ready to go, very reliable and efficient. And here is the hopper minecart docking system, which is compact itself. It's tiny. I love it. So cool. So if we're just kind of mosey on down, we could see the rest of it. I mean, that is small. That's very impressive. And using like fence gates and pistons and then timings, and we've got a comparator set up so we can compare the items in this hopper, and then that will launch off and do the smelting for us. Efficient, very cool. I just gotta get this bamboo farm all set up. But first, I done a project with Etsmine. We are juggling projects, we're getting stuff done, and we should probably switch over to there. And when I say to there, it's about 2,000 blocks away in the overworld, and we don't have a nether portal hooked up, so I'm gonna roll a time lapse. What a machine, man.
So, obviously there's 12 spots, so we can do 12 colors at a time.
How much do you have to build on the other side?
A catch system. And every time this gets turned on, we'll have to break one piece of obsidian and then start sending items through.
And then keep that keeps it loaded once the items start going through.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
no one goes into the end.
Yeah, and then nobody goes into the end for, like
AFK
10,
session.
15 minutes. Or you can just like leave the player to, one player in the end and one player here.
For science. Got it.
Nice.
Nice.
This side is 100% complete, my friend.
Well, good.
Unless you want to fill in some more glass or whatever.
So that was kind of a hustle project that I did on the side, and I didn't really explain what it is. It is a sands, concrete powder, and gravel duper. So yeah, although a lot of people are against that kind of thing, I mean, this is in-game. We're exploring the technical side, so it's kind of nice to have those things flattened out, pancaked out. And the death pit is alive once again. Oh boy. And this is where I'm going to be spending my next few hours probably, working on this bamboo farm. I've got to gather up a bunch of materials for it. And man, do I love this knockback resistance. It makes everything so much easier whenever you're battling a bunch of mobs. Especially the skeletons. It's very nice. Look at this. This is a piece of cake. The death pit had a victim. Totally wasn't me, but I've got all the materials right here. Should be ready to go. A little bit of building to it, but this should be a jiffy, and we'll have our fuel system ready. Ooh, and the time later, we've got Big Papa Bamboo inside of the furnace room, and we got the fuel line in place. All of it just travels perfectly center. And this will supply our furnaces, I think, completely. I don't think it'll ever run out until you run out of bone meal. And then it becomes a little bit of an issue, but that's not too much to sacrifice, you know, since that will smell a crap load of items, especially if you fill all of those dispensers with bone meal. I think we should go through it just a little bit to show you what's going on. So let's go into FreeCam, toggle that GUI off, very nice. And just kind of wandering through here and showing you how it works. It's rather simple. Here is the supply line for the bone meal. It gets put into the dispenser, which makes the bamboo grow. And then we've even got a detection system for the piston push to break the bamboo. And that's pulled through the grass blocks, which has hopper mine carts in it. So we use the piston method by pushing grass blocks onto hopper mine carts, and that automatically picks it up. I think that we put one for each hopper just to be sure that it all pulls. And of course, here is the beginning of the supply line for the bone meal. So I think this is divided amongst the two, the center chest. Very nice. So that will pull all the bone meal and evenly distribute it to the dispensers. And then once it's pulled down here, we got a nice little dispensing system. Each row is dedicated, so all of those will just get shot out so fast, like all of it, like immediately, without any stopping ticks. I think that is probably the fastest standard dispensing clock you can use. I mean, what he used. So yeah, we've got the observers. Kind of a nice setup. It's pretty cool. And then coming up here, this is the output for the fuel line. Gets centered by the chest because there's 4 hoppers for each minecart hopper. So that will pull and evenly distribute between those 4 hoppers. And then, of course, we got to do the output line and we got to do the item input line. Those are the 2 things that need to be done. And then put the bone meal in and we're solid. We're gold. That's it. Now for the input line, I've been experimenting just a little bit, trying to get it at a faster pull. And this is evenly distributed for the 4 hoppers, kind of like Etsmine did with the furnace array. But we're just utilizing the dispenser clocks that he also used in the bamboo farm. So got a couple of things you can see here. Sticky piston that initiates the drop, and as you can see, I've been testing it with dirt, and so that pulls really fast. It looks really impressive when you're up here and you've got items that you dispense. So let's find some that we don't really care much for. That would be the stone real quick. Yeah, fast, and that dispenses throughout 4 dispensers or droppers, so makes it a little bit faster. Makes it look cooler, and I've still got to figure out some stuff like as far as item receiving. I don't know how fast it's going to receive items for the super smelters, so I'm going to have to talk to Etsmine about it before I get a final result. But let's think about maybe doing a little bit of decor with Blackstone here, you know? Kind of playing around with it. So here's my verdict on Blackstone. When you're romanticizing about it in your builds, it sounds very enticing, and you want to use it in some way, but it's kind of difficult because it stands stark from all the other textures in Minecraft. You know, as far as the dark noise, it just doesn't mesh well with the existing textures. So for example, if you were to go out here to the modern building, yeah, that is very stark difference. It's very noisy, very dark. It might in some way work with this. Highly doubt it. Like, that is a very big difference. It doesn't blend very well. But in selective cases like this hallway, which I'm just kind of playing with this room, I'm having fun with it. I'm not going for like a very beautiful design. I just like the vibrancy and the colors. It kind of works because it's unique in here. It's different. You know, you're meshing a bunch of different textures, noise, and maybe some flats like the wool. But yeah, it looks good. Now I wanted to do like a furnace input, and yeah, I think the Blackstone really does a good job of making it look like a furnace room. Let's see. Let's see if we can maybe add a little bit to that. It'd be really nice if we could do some cobblestone walls real quick. I was guessing the gray might look good with the basalt that's in the trimming. But is it too much of a light gray? There's a lot going on in that cobblestone now for some reason. That doesn't look terrible. This looks very overworldish, and this looks very nethery. So it conflicts a little bit if you're familiar with the Minecraft textures. It'd be kind of nice if we had some stairs there, then some slabs or something. But I think for now this will suffice, and once we get everything figured out in the future about the furnace array, I don't want to build it completely right now because I'm not absolutely sure how many items it can handle. So if I'm fast dispensing items in there, there might be a chance that it overloads and then gets burnt in the lava. I mean, one input chest, I don't think it's any problem, but I want to kind of talk to Etsmine about everything before I finish it. But it's very close. The output, now I wonder how the output works. Is it just a dispensing line? I couldn't remember. So yeah, at the bottom down here, this is the dispensing line, and that will get collected probably back to where we were, like back to the big chest area. So that'll be nice. All your items will get dropped into these chests. So you can input here and get dropped here, but I mean, this might be a little bit unnecessary. But we were thinking of like quartering off maybe like a segment of chests for it, like this segment right here, these 12 chests. So I think it's 12, if I'm counting my ducks right. But yeah, that should be solid sold. Got a facade for it at least. And as I say, that's going to be minimal work. I just got to talk to Etsmine about it. But I think that's going to be about it for today's episode, guys. Hope you did enjoy watching. We'll see you next episode. Have a fantastic day.